Hey guys, just a little part two on things to make you feel better while you're going through this, things that made me feel better while I was going through this. Um, the last video, the part one, was mostly about like supplements, and then towards the end of the video, I went into a little bit about like sleeping situations and what can make you a little bit more comfortable in your bedroom. Um, so, hot showers. I don't know how I didn't mention that. Hot showers as often as you feel like taking them. You'll know when you feel like taking them. Um, it can take a lot of motivation to get in the shower. Some people say hot baths too, whatever you prefer, obviously. For me, a hot bath is a bit overwhelming because, we get this hot and cold thing, right? And so for me, when I get into bath, first of all, I want it to be hot. I don't want it to be lukewarm, right? That's what I want. But getting into that and being like completely submerged in it, then you tilt that balance, and all of a sudden, before I know it, I'm like way too hot and it's overwhelming and I'm sweat pouring down my face. And maybe that's like really, therapeutic for certain people. So like I said, hot bath or hot shower. For me, the shower has always felt much, much better. It's like I can kind of balance the hot and cold thing. I've got this super hot water that's, I can always adjust in any way I want to, and then I can sort of walk out of it, walk back into it, spray it on myself, not spray it on myself as I feel my temperature going up and down. So I don't know. For me, again, shower is a more pleasant experience, but either way, um, hot water is a miracle on your body when you're going through this. Um, you'll never feel better than the 5 or hopefully 10 minutes uh, just after you've taken a shower. So like absolutely recommended to take one right before you lay down to attempt to go to sleep. And then if you're still rolling around 2 hours later, get up and hop in the shower again. Get your muscles all relaxed, get those endorphins flowing, get feeling good in whatever way you can before you try to sleep, because it's hard enough as it is. Um, heating pad. Heating pads are awesome. When you're sitting around, especially if you're in a cold place. I'm not in a cold place, and I still really enjoy having a heating pad. I can put it on my legs when they're feeling really, really, sore. I can sit on it. Heating pads are great. So heating pad for sure. Those two things those are going to make your life a lot easier going through this. If you have someone around to give you little massages and stuff, most likely if you're in a situation like I'm in, the person that's around is already doing everything for you, so you feel really, you feel bad asking them to like, oh, can I have a massage too, but if you have someone that's willing to do that for you, or you can afford to be taken to a place to have a professional massage, do it. Your muscles are gonna feel like the whole time you're on Suboxone, everything is relaxed, and then so you come off of it and everything just goes like this, and you just always feel like you have to stretch something out, and you've got the RLS as well. So a massage from someone in your home, or professional massage is definitely key to this. It'll make your life a lot easier, and you will enjoy it, because we struggle so bad to have any good feelings throughout this, and that's what makes it so hard. Like, I truly believe that people have the capacity to suffer physical pain and anguish, especially knowing that it's going to get better and knowing that they're doing it for a good reason, as opposed to just feeling those feelings with no end game, right? And so I really believe that people can go through those things so long as they're getting some kind of, brain pleasure, if you will, at some point during the process. Like, you have to have some kind of reinforcement. And if you're just going through all of this stuff and you're also completely shot up here, it makes it really, really tough to do anything. So finding these things, massage and heat and things that will give you those good feelings that you just seem to not be able to come across doing very many other things, are going to go a long way for you in this process. I absolutely assure you. Just those little moments of like, is like, it's everything. It really is. You squeeze in those little moments of awe in between all of the anguish, and it makes it bearable. It really does. What else? What else? What else? What else? Get out in the sun. I spoke about in one of my earlier videos that when I was on Suboxone, it made it really difficult for me to be in the sun. I was extremely sensitive to sunlight, even if it wasn't hot. And if it was hot, it was just unbearable. And that's just not me. Like, ordinarily not on Suboxone, not on opiates, I can be in the sun. And like, I've gotten more sun in the past 28 days than I have in the last 7.5 years. Easy. Probably like double, triple. Who knows? I mean, I was never in the sun. I freaking hid from it. Watch my first video and see how white I was. And it's not, my point here isn't to say that like being pale is bad and like being tan is good. That's not the point. The point is like the sun is such an integral part of what we are and who we are, and not being able to be in it. I didn't realize it at first, but like that's a thing, and a thing that I didn't want in my life anymore. So being able to be in the sun again and soak it up and feel it sort of breathe life into you, that's nice. I know not everybody is going to do this in the summer. Not everyone's going to be in Las Vegas. Not everyone's going to, be able to be out in the sun. So, I just mean if there is some sun and you have the opportunity to take advantage of it, please do. Because, again, just like getting in the shower, it can take motivation. You've got to get up. You've got to get out there. You've got to deal with that temperature change for just a moment. But I promise you, make sure you're hydrated and stuff. I don't want anybody walking out and laying in the sun after, throwing up and having diarrhea and not having drank any water for 4 days, okay? Be smart. Make sure you're ready to be in the sun. I didn't go out and start laying in the sun, my first couple of days. Just, like, you just know better, right? So know your body, know what you're going through, and be smart about it. What else for comfort? Eat foods that are good for you. I have not done that throughout this. I've gained a good amount of weight since I started this, but I wanted to. I got so skinny. And just malnourished. I could just see it in my face and in my eyes, and you just know, right? So fill your house with. I got boost shakes for the first week, because for the first 4 or 5 days, that's really all I could bring myself to eat, especially if there wasn't someone here to make something for me, which there wasn't several times, and I had absolutely zero motivation or oomph to get up and like make something. I mean, even if it was a microwaved meal, I just like that was too much. So boost shakes were something great for the first week or so. I probably drank 3 of them a day, one right in the morning, and just because they're easy, they're yummy, who knows how great they are for you, but it's certainly better than nothing. And you'll feel like you've got something inside of you, and not just be like have that empty, bile feeling in your stomach. So boost shakes for the beginning when things are really rough and you just can't even fathom putting down solid food. Drink as much water as possible, as often as you possibly can, even if you're throwing up. Like, you have to replenish. I'm certain that my massive intake of water and vitamin C over the first 2 weeks did a ton for me. I wasn't sure, but like I'm very sure of it now. I mean, I was just pissing all the time, and you just, you're getting bad stuff out. You got to remind yourself about that every time. Eat good foods, brown rice, kidney beans. Make a big batch of rice and beans. Put it in a Tupperware, and then, as the days go on, you got a little bit more motivation. It doesn't take so much to scoop some of that out, put it in the microwave for 1 minute and 15 seconds or whatever it is, and just eat that. Throw some quinoa in there, and then you've got, protein from the beans and the quinoa. Shakes, make yourself shakes. Shakes are easier for a lot of us to do, especially when you've got nausea and stomach stuff going on. Not having to chew food is something that can be really tough to do. Having to chew food is something that can be very tough to do when you're going through this. And so make yourself shakes. If you can, bring yourself to put something like kale in there or spinach. it's weird. When I was on Suboxone, it didn't matter what I ate. My diet was disgusting. I would eat an entire bag of York peppermint patties as I was falling asleep, and they would just like rot in my stomach all night. I mean, just entire things of ice cream, and like I knew no bounds when it came to like eating like shit, and it didn't seem to affect me, like not like it should have, you know, like eating like that for years and years and years, like, and it just never seemed to affect me. And now that I'm off the stuff, it's like I feel everything I eat. Like I eat something healthy and I immediately feel healthy, and I eat something crappy and I either immediately or eventually feel crappy from it. And you just, it just again goes to show you how out of touch we are with our mind and our body when we're on the stuff. Um, that you can just totally abuse yourself. You know, I didn't exercise for 7.5 years. I played some soccer early on, but like I just totally fell out of it. So I wasn't exercising anymore. I was like, eating like crap, not eating enough, and then I would stuff myself at like the worst time right before bed with the worst kind of food. And I was just really, really, really unhealthy, but like never felt it, never like felt the consequences of it. And so all of a sudden you're off the stuff, and you've dropped that crutch that makes everything feel fine, and now you're feeling everything again. So give your body what it needs. Our bodies are like organic beings that need nutrition, and they need proper fuel, and they're no longer being fueled by this artificial pharmaceutical, you know, make you happy stuff that we were taking every day. So you need to put other things in there to supplement your fuel and your body's ability to you know, create pathways in your brain and whatever it is. Like you need to put the good stuff in you to fix you so you can be okay again. I think that's enough for this video. Yeah, hope you guys are good.